Hey guys, I arrived at the Western Wall. Here most of the people are considering that is the most sacred place for Jewish people, but not. The most sacred place for Jewish is Temple Mount and with the Dome of Rock, which we're going to visit later. But now I'm going to show you the wall, which is the second most holiest place for Jews. As you can see, there are two areas, one dedicated mainly to tourists, right here, and the second one, it's over there, mainly for the Jewish population. Over there, probably during the rainy days, there is Wilson Hall, praying hall. Inside, the people are doing the same thing. They have a library over there. And that's the market. Couple of checking points, one to the right and one over there, over there. So they're singing. On the walls you're going to see lots of notes with wishes planted by the people. It is said that once in a while they gather all these notes, put them in the bags, and they are buried them on the Mount of Olives. I don't know if that's true, but it's something what I've heard about. So this is the Western Wall. I'm going to continue. On the other side, there are some archaeological sites. They are still working on them. And over there, there's a third checking point. So now we're going to continue inside. To visit it.
No, he's okay. He's underneath. For man underneath.
Is not allowed to film here. But we're going to try it anyway. So we are standing on the Temple Mount, Umar al-Sharif as the Muslims are calling it, and in front of us is Al-Aqsa Mosque. Al-Aqsa Mosque was built in the 7th century by Umayyad dynasty. And it is believed to be the second Muslim construction in the world after Mecca, and is also the third more holiest place in Muslim tradition after Mecca and Medina. It is believed that here Muhammad had a night journey traveling from Mecca to the farthest mosque, which is Al-Aqsa Mosque, and from here he went to heaven along with Angel Gabriel, where they are praying together with God. over there is the dome of rock. We're going to look closer next. So this entire mosque used to be used during the Crusaders as a palace. Entering inside is forbidden. This entire south part of the Temple Mount was enlarged during the Herod the Great in 20 before Christ era, making the south walls and filling the gaps between rocks. In front you can see the Olive Mountain. From here it's visible most of the Jewish graveyard. So in order to be buried over there, you have to have three things. One is to be Jewish. If you are Jews, then you have to have a lot of money to buy a place over there. And third, you have to be dead. 150,000 graves over there. And it's used since 3,000 years ago. As you can see on the upper of the graveyard, there is a hotel over there. It's called Seven Arches. Well, there's also a story that from here, from the Dome of Rock, especially from the Dome of Chain that we're going to see next, at the Last Judgment there will going to be a chain or a string that will stay on 7 arches over the Kidron Valley, which stands between the Temple Mount and the Mount of Olives, and people will pass over this string that will be thin as a human hair, and the righteous will pass through and the other ones will be stopped. Also, Kidron Valley is the place where Christianity believes that it's going to be the Last Judgment, and even the Jews consider the Mount of Olives is going to be the place where the judgment will take place. That's why they decided to be on the first rank, making this huge cemetery over there. So now we're going towards the Dome of Rock. Here stood at one point the first temple, the first Jewish temple, built in the 10th century by Solomon, son of King David. And it was destroyed during the Babylonians in the 5th century. In the same century later, a rabbi on the name of Ezra rebuilt the second temple, which was destroyed in the year 70 during the Romans. Romans built on top of the remains of the second temple a temple dedicated to Jupiter, Capitolinus, and when the Arabs conquered the place in the 7th century, Umayyad dynasty built this construction, Dome of Rock. There are so many stories related with this place. Well, inside it is believed that there's a stone, a foundation, the first stone which God stood and he gathered the dust to create Adam, the first human. Then it's also the place where God expanded the world as it is. And there is also the story of Abraham that tried to kill his own son Isaac. So it's quite, I don't know if I say tragic, but sad that this religion started with an attempt of killing your proper son. So since the 7th century, this place belongs to Muslims. Even in this dome, the access of non-Muslim people, it's forbidden. Next to it is the Dome of Chain, is this one, the little one. It was built in the same time with the Dome of Rock. There's also a legend here that says that during Solomon rule there was a chain hanged from heaven by Solomon, and if two people had a quarrel or a litigation, they will stand on both sides of the chain, and the chain will move, and only the righteous one will be able to get reach of the chain. The other one obviously will lose the litigation. It doesn't have a minaret and it's not a mosque, but it's used as a prayer house. I think, in my opinion, this entire yard is a huge open air mosque, because the minbar and the mihrab are over there. You can see them. And also the mihrab from Al-Aqsa Mosque, along with the Dome of Chain are exactly on the south-north axis. The dome is gold-plated, and the tiles, the ceramic tiles on the building and the marble were added during Suleiman the Magnificent, as also for the Dome of Rock and the Dome of Chain. During the Crusaders, this dome was renamed Temple Domini, and the Dome of Chain was actually transformed into a chapel dedicated to Saint James, because it is believed that it is the place where Saint James was martyred. Minrab and Mihrab, Minbar and Mihrab. Yeah, it's like an open-air mosque, definitely. So this is an octagonal shape. It is believed that it was built taking the model from a church that lies between Jerusalem and Bethlehem.
This one, after telling when Marwan built the big one, he put the first example. He built the example.
Lots of domes here, small domes dedicated to important religious Muslim figure. So this is the Temple Domini, the first temple, second temple, Dome of Rock, holiest place on the Jewish tradition. It is holy also for the Christians because during the second temple Jesus spent some time here, and it is believed that also the first it is believed that also his circumcision took place here. There are 4 mosques in total. Sorry, 4 minarets. Well, the entire Israel has more than 1,200 synagogues, several hundred mosques, and some tens of churches. Also, in the Jewish tradition, it is said that a third temple will be raised here when the Messiah will come, and it will judge the humans. Who knows when that will happen? Today the Jews are not coming on the Temple Mountain due to some laws of them that are saying that the divine presence is still here, and they don't want to disturb this presence. So the more radical religious Jews are not coming on top of the Mount Temple. This is also a place where the Muslims are spending their time, like a free park, public place. From here we can see over there the church of Domus Flevit. And also the church of Mary Magdalene. So this is the Temple Mount, or Umar al-Sharif, from Jerusalem. See you next time.